And welcome back. It is still the LXP morning flight today, the Thursday, and it is wonderful. Great things are happening, and we are excited. We are going into another segment of the program that is very good, and we are joined on the set today by someone. We're joined with someone that's very, very interesting. The conversations behind the cameras, you don't want to. It's been sweet, fine, and interesting. I have with me today. We have with us today Opeoluwa Egbetayo.
Yeah.
That was good. Good to have you on the show.
It's good to be here.
I love your smile. It is, and you have dimples. Wow. Yes, you can see that.
Is it dimples for me?
You're the one that gave it to her.
Is it dimples?
Okay, the dimple for you, right? It's the dimples, yes. Wonderful. Good to have you on the program today.
It's good to be here too.
Wow. You know, it's a lot going on about people doing things and having to settle for what's the best way to do it. But before that, before we get to do that, there's the Healing Streams with our dear man of God and Healing Streams Live Healing Service with our dear man of God. And it is just 1 day to go. 1 day.
1 day.
Like 1 day to go. That means if you're out there, you're yet to register, like we said, please do it. Not just for yourself, but do register, get someone, get your family members, put the links on, everything, your family group, send to them because someone needs to really hear. Like we said also at the beginning of the program, we're saying that later in the show, we're going to be opening the phone lines where you can call and, try to tell us about your testimony and your expectations concerning the program over there. So, Ms. Okpe, please tell me something. I want to go into something. I want to ensure that I own my own business or something like that. Talking about serial entrepreneurship now.
Okay.
First and foremost, who is an entrepreneur? So that I will not just run and say, hello, I'll be in my house. I say, I'm an entrepreneur, and it means
CEO.
No, they call it she-he-ho. If it's a guy, they say see, but if a lady say she-he-ho, because she's a she. The she that's a CEO, so she-he-ho. So who's an entrepreneur first?
There are a lot of definitions of entrepreneurship, but I believe that an entrepreneur is somebody who looks at the problems in the community where they live or work or whether in the world, pick a problem, find a solution, and make money from it. It has to be that you are solving a problem, and it also has to be that you are making money from solving the problem. So you have to solve a problem, and you have to make money from it. That is when you're an entrepreneur.
So should everyone, because people are watching like, oh, so if this is it, I'm just, there's one place in my area that's, there's one problem. Let me quickly go and solve it and start making money. Should everyone be an entrepreneur?
This is, at the moment right now, the world that we live in, everybody wants to become an entrepreneur, but everybody should not become an entrepreneur.
Okay.
Let me give an example. This is a TV station.
Yeah.
Imagine that you own your TV station. You own your TV station. I own my TV station. The cameraman owns their TV station. The sound people own their own TV station. Please, who is going to be watching who? Who is going to stream this thing? Who is going to build the sets? Who is going to do all the back end?
Yeah.
So everybody cannot be an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Also, I believe that because entrepreneurship is about solving problems to make money, not everybody is strong enough to withstand all the solving problems every day, all the days of your life.
Okay.
It can be very challenging. So I believe that not everybody should be an entrepreneur because people should work in other businesses. Okay. Yes, that's what I think.
Okay, in doing that, I remember that last year, a good number of persons, or Nigerians, we're talking about the person, looking at serial entrepreneurship in today's world now.
Yeah.
A good number of persons were not ready for the pandemic.
Yeah.
Because if they were ready for pandemic, it would have been like the story way back in Bible days where Joseph had to advise the king in the pharaoh at the time that there's going to be famine and there's going to be plenty. Let's save ahead of time. But good number of persons didn't save, and suddenly the pandemic came, and it was like, okay, survivor series. Now people entered into different survival mode, and okay, entrepreneurship, like you said, now how do you prepare for it? Like last year, nobody saw it coming. A good number of persons didn't see it coming. I wouldn't say nobody. Some persons didn't see it coming. And suddenly there was lockdown, there was everything. How do you prepare for entrepreneurship? Is it prepared for or is it inbuilt?
Okay, so sometimes some people are built for entrepreneurship. Some people were born, for example, sometimes some people, because of the families they come from,
Okay.
some people, because of the backgrounds that they've had, for example, somebody who all his life, all he has seen since he was a child was his father building businesses. What he knows is that people build businesses. For some people, they happened upon entrepreneurship. Let's say that they work in, I would use this set as an example. They work on this set and they see that, oh, something could be here, or I could change his cap and he would be nicer. And they decide that, okay, if I introduce another cap and tell them to pay me for it, and they pay, and I go to 20 TV stations and they pay, and every day they ask me to give you another cap, it wasn't that the person woke up to say, oh, I'm going to be an entrepreneur, I'm going to be selling caps.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it
so
just
sometimes
came upon
it falls upon people.
Yeah.
So how do you prepare for entrepreneurship? I would say that it's just the same way you prepare for life. You do not let any learning opportunity pass you by.
Okay.
So somebody is teaching how to speak like this. Even though you are not planning to be a speaker, if you have an opportunity to learn how to speak, take it. Somebody is teaching how to maybe paint brows. For example, my first business was fashion. Okay. The first business I ever built was a fashion design company. Even though I had done several buying and selling over the years, but the first major business I built, I just happened upon it. So somebody was teaching some people how to sew. And I just stumbled upon them and I sat in that class.
Wow.
And then all of a sudden, for a couple of years, for about 10 years, it became that became my major focus every day. So imagine I didn't stop by to listen to them teach somebody how to sew.
Or you didn't pick interest.
Or I didn't pick interest in it. Or even while they were sitting, because I happened to just sit there, the same way I'm on this set. It wasn't like it was intentional. And then over the years, I have made quite some impact in that my first business, in my fashion business. Okay. So you really would not know. It wasn't like I woke up that morning to say, oh, today I'm going to go and learn how to sew. So when you have opportunities to learn a skill or to be active at something, they call you to volunteer for something. There's a very named entrepreneur, I don't know if it's okay to mention his name. He made one of the most interesting phones that we use. He happened to stumble on a calligraphy class while he was dropping out of school. And that became the difference between this and all the others. Okay. Imagine he didn't sit in that class because he didn't think calligraphy was for him.
Yeah.
So if you have any opportunity to learn anything, to volunteer at anything, to be useful anywhere,
take it.
Take it.
Okay.
And don't think that I don't really need this thing at the moment.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Because you've rightly put that entrepreneurship might not be for everyone.
Yes.
But I work in an enterprising firm, for instance. I'm volunteering, or I came to learn how to. For example, your fashion brand, I came to learn how to sew. What are the benefits for me if I decide to stay, and work with an entrepreneur? What are the benefits for those that have come to work with you? Okay,
so this is the part that I really like. There's something called entrepreneurship and there's something called intrapreneurship.
Okay.
An entrepreneur is somebody who earns from being in a business. So you don't go to start your own business, but you are helping somebody else build a business and then you're getting paid for it. And I don't mean salary.
Yeah.
So, for example, in my own business, if you've worked for me for a couple of years, or if I see that what you are bringing in, your ideas, your thoughts, your input
Yeah.
into the business is more than a salary. We can devise a share structure where I say, okay, if you've worked for me for XYZ number of years, you can own XYZ number of shares in my company. So for every, let's say if you own 10% or 5% of our shares, you get a profit sharing at the end of the year beyond what your salary would give you.
Wow.
So that way you know that you are not, your salary is not fixed. I mean, if the company makes money, you can make money, everybody can be happy. And then you can also grow from there. So maybe they say that, which is something I would say to entrepreneurs, if you are an entrepreneur, build a company or build a system
Yeah.
Yes.
that can accommodate a lot of people who are like you.
Yes,
Like-minded.
like mine.
Yes, so that you are not building small people that become servants or sort of.
Yes.
Build a system that can accommodate people who can help you grow.
Okay.
So beyond, okay, this person just came to work for the salary. People who can become a part of your
partner.
business.
Okay,
Yes.
so
Just hold,
Okay.
on that note,
Yes.
they said something, and what just came to my heart is the scripture that talked about how Moses and he was ruling over the people and always ruling over the people until his father-in-law came to meet him and tell him, no, please, can you get some persons now? And so that
Yeah.
the prayers, the same spirit as we do will be transferred to them so that they begin to,
Exactly.
they begin to do the same things, so
Yes.
that it will help
You
out.
know, everything that I believe that most of the things that we are doing right now, if you study the Bible, there are a lot of all these things that have a storyline that is similar in the
Yes.
Bible. So if you're an entrepreneur, beyond reading all the books in the world, read the Bible. You will learn so much about dealing with people, about even how to share structures, how to share profits, how to
Use
bring in
structure.
people, how to create structures. Look at how Joshua had people who worked with him. Even David had mighty men who came in as
First Samuel said
regular
that
people.
they were owing money.
Do you
But by
understand?
Second Samuel 23, they
Exactly.
become David's mighty
They
men.
were weak.
Adinos
yes.
and the rest.
So you
Yes.
can bring in people into your business, build them to the point where they are strong enough, and they did not go and start other colonies.
exactly, they will definitely give back.
Yes,
to
they did
you.
not go and start other colonies. They did not go and start other kingdoms. They became David's mighty men. So David could do other things. And he had people who were strong enough, who were rich.
Yeah.
Enough, yes.
They were rich. So you had to build a system that people who come into your company as an entrepreneur, people who come into your company can grow and become rich if they stay with you.
You know, upon growing and becoming rich, one thing I know you do is that you volunteer for the Inner City Mission.
Oh,
When
yeah.
it comes to the fashion brand. Can you tell us about that? What has been the impact so far? And how did it come about? Where did you start thinking, you know what, I want to just give back to the society, and then you chose the Inner City Mission for Children?
Okay, so I think on my birthday 3 or 4 years ago, yes, a little over 3 years, it'll be 4 years in January, I wanted to give back, but I didn't want to just carry something. I wanted to impact something that would not leave. So I went to of course, if I'm a member of the ministry, my first focus are things that can benefit the ministry. So I thought to myself, okay, I would go to the Inner City Mission and teach a class for that day, teach
Wow.
them how to sew. It went very well. And almost 4 years after, I still do the same thing every week.
Wow.
Now, what is the impact? Firstly, I'm able to, there are things that are beyond money.
Yes, true.
For example, if I didn't sit in that class, I would not run a business that has over 15 people working with me. So sometimes people just need to have an opportunity to catch the fire.
Yeah.
sometimes they don't know that the fire is burning. It might be burning somewhere else. So just give somebody else an opportunity. And because these kids, they're children. The Bible even says that you should teach a child in the way that he should go, and when he grows, he will not depart from it. These people are in primary school. So if you teach them something, somehow it stays with them, and you really don't know what their life story would be like. You don't know if just that thing is the destiny change for them. You don't know. So I will just continue to do this, and I have seen that beyond just going there every day, I've seen the difference in their lives. I've seen that they can now tackle like last week, I have a class there today. I go there every Thursday. Okay. Last week, somebody was telling me that, his buttons pulled off, and he's able to tack them by himself.
Okay. So not only just
so
ladies.
No, it's not just girls.
It's, with what you just said, like I said, I always want to draw the strength from what the scripture rightly, said.
Yeah.
It got to the point where Solomon had to say that I was my father's son. And because his father taught him that in all things, wisdom is the principal thing.
Yes.
So when God asked him, what do you want? He didn't, because he remembered his father telling him,
exactly.
Wisdom. So now, but in all of these things, wisdom and everything, what are the practical the challenges that the entrepreneur will have to face? And what would be your solution, and what would be your advice when a person faces the challenge? Because someone had said that every challenge brings about a change.
Yeah.
So what are the challenges that the entrepreneur in this time, present time now,
in Nigeria.
In Nigeria. Yes.
Okay, because I know that Nigeria is a different climate.
Yes, it's a different climate. We don't understand.
So one of the things I said at the beginning is that entrepreneurship is solving problems to make money.
Yeah.
If you stop solving problems, I'm sorry, there's no more money for you.
Yeah.
So it's the challenges would always come. One of the biggest challenges in Nigeria is finding good people to work with you. Because of this, everybody wants to become an entrepreneur. So finding like minds who want to work in a business is a challenge. Now, how do you solve that? One of the things I have done is find people like David's Mighty Men.
Yeah.
Find them from when they are weak and poor and, the downtrodden.